Half-Blood. Beyond the Realm series. By Mia Hall. Chapter 1. For nearly a week I had been holed up in my room with the blinds drawn, pretty much afraid to move. I definitely had a problem. I wondered if I was becoming an agoraphobe. I had recently read an article about the condition on the National Institute of Mental Health's website. Agoraphobia was the fear of being in situations where escape might be difficult, or that help wouldn't be available if things went wrong. In other words, agoraphobes worried a lot about leaving home. They shopped online instead of going to the grocery store. They flew into a panic at the thought of a party or even walking around the block. The really bad ones just spent their lives holed up in a house with the blinds drawn. Of course, I had ventured to the bathroom and raided the kitchen for food. A few times I had even stood on the big front porch, looking out at my suburban street, the green grass, shiny SUVs, sloped gray roofs. I had listened to cars roaring on the nearby highway, and lawnmowers grinding down the block. But I couldn't bring myself to step on the front walk, much less the street. Once a plane flew overhead, and I ran back to my room and hid under a blanket. Another time, the tinkle of an ice cream on wheels truck sent me flying back in the house. Even the gentle rustle of wind in the trees made my hackles rise. Was it always going to be this way? I hoped not. I was 18 years old. I was supposed to be having the time of my life. At least my Uncle Leo and Aunt Amy weren't around. If they'd had a chance to really observe my behavior, they would be worried. But Aunt Amy had packed up her pottery in a van days ago and roared off to the Southern Craft Fair in Tennessee with her business partner Twyla. And my Uncle Leo, a long-haul truck driver, was piloting his rig somewhere near Tehachapi and wouldn't be home for 3 or 4 more days. So they didn't have to witness my mental breakdown, which was a relief. After all, they shouldn't have to worry about me anymore. I was supposed to be a grown-up. But I was slowly going nuts. I was convinced if I went outside, I would get sucked into another world. To be fair, this fear was not misplaced. I actually had been sucked into another world. Twice. It didn't help that I was also plagued by vivid, strange dreams, especially bad ones since making it back home. In them I was often riding a giant eagle over a forest fire, heat and smoke drenching us. Sometimes I was on the ground too, running from fierce dragons in the sky. Often I was grabbed by a strange snarling man with a tattooed face. Occasionally I was even kissing Ajax, who lit my whole body on fire.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?